So that was another version of Live in Joy.
Yay, because we love living in joy.
We do. Sandra Bellamy's here, and if you haven't been listening for the whole hour, which you probably haven't, this is the We Don't Know show on Fonnet FM, and we've covered pretty well the two books, the main content. Just give a quick summary.
So the Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, A Celebration of Asexual Diversity book. That is a book that, if you're new to asexuality and the asexual spectrum, explains asexuality in real life context told through the stories of the asexual individuals in the book. So these are from different ethnic backgrounds, different countries, and different parts of the asexuality spectrum. So if you've got any questions about asexuality, or you're interested in it, or you think a relative or friend or family member might be asexual Perspectives is definitely the book to get. And Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual, 78 Life Lessons to Ace Your Life is a very important book. So if you're looking to get into a relationship, if you're looking to date, and you're looking to just live a better quality of life with better relationships with people in general, I definitely say get the Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual book, because I'm very raw and real in it. It's like my own personal diary book, but it's the 78 life lessons I learn throughout having different dating experiences with guys that are very important for how to live your life authentically, but in a way that is safe for you in relationships. You know, it basically is to teach people how to have healthier relationships and look to people who are going to be good and better for them, and how to improve themselves as well, and how to dissect text messages from what people say and what people actually mean, which is so important, because most people these days are dating online. They're not dating in person, they're still dating online, you know, and it's getting more and more popular, and it's kind of a minefield out there, because there's a lot of people that aren't actually that serious, although these guys are guys I met in real life. So yeah, there's a lot of self-empowerment in there as well. So yeah, they're both available on Amazon, and you should be able to order them from all good bookshops as well. So
now I'd like to move on more to the tech aspects and the social media aspects, and how you do it. So just to explain again for people who missed it about an hour ago, we met at the Tech Exeter breakfast. Tech Exeter is a sort of social networking group and presentation group for techie people around Exeter or within range of Exeter. And one of the things they do is a breakfast at the Innovation Hub, first Thursday of every month. And it's just a general chat, really. There's sometimes a short presentation from somebody, but it's basically for people to meet up. And it happens to be during the drama show, and I've worked out I can get there, have a bit of a chat and come back again if I put on about an hour of something during the drama show. So I'm interested in how we eventually get to radio or social media or something spreading throughout the city, that the studio and the cafe or the conversation is all connected somehow. And this is working quite well, because we're actually just spending 2 hours in the studio. So it's not exactly just dropping a phone into a Tech Exeter breakfast.
Yeah.
But there's something, maybe we'll work out ways in between. So how did you get involved with Tech Exeter, and what sort of methods have you used promoting your books and what you're trying to do?
Right, so there's two questions there. One is how did I get involved with Tech Exeter, and the other is to do with about promoting my books. Well, I was promoting my books and doing my channel before I joined Tech Exeter, if you like. So Tech Exeter I actually went to a number of years ago, but I only went to a couple of their events, and so I was more interested in the digital side of tech, such as social media, and how to use tech to promote the work you do, to educate people in your audience, to grow an audience. So Tech Exeter used to have two sides to them before. One was like the digital side, and one was the main Tech Exeter side. So they used to have both together. So it was a digital aspect I used to be very interested in back then. I was known as a top social media marketing voice on LinkedIn last year, so I've grown exponentially over the years myself in that respect, and I can tell your listeners some more about that in a minute. So with Tech Exeter, I actually came back in the last year or so with them. It might have been a little bit longer, because talking about Diary Confessions of a Hyper-Romantic Asexual again, basically I got involved in, like, I was dating, online dating. I told you I was doing that for 10 years, and last year I had a relationship with a guy that didn't work out, and during that time I decided that I was going to take a break from dating, because I've been online dating for 10 years and hadn't met the right guy. And so I was looking for meetup groups to connect with like-minded people instead of focusing on dating and outward things like getting a relationship, which is kind of a bit more, although it's to do with you personally, it's also to do with an outsider, you know, another person. Whereas I thought I needed to focus more on myself. So I needed to stop online dating and get myself in a healthier state of mind, where I connected with like-minded people and growed my self-esteem and confidence, and went to meetup groups with my own interests. Now, I have a serious interest in tech. So from a kid, I've always been interested in robots, for example. I've always had a fascination with robots, and which is great for the modern age. So I've always loved seeing robotic, movies and stuff like that. And then I thought years ago, so this is how I've changed over the years, I thought I was no good at tech, and I could never build websites, and I could, I wasn't tech savvy. I was more like, not good at stuff like that. And then years ago, when I was helping redundant workers, I taught myself how to use a website. I spent hours and days and weeks and months teaching myself how to use like an old site builder. I think it was RV Site Builder back in the day. And I started a WordPress.com blog. So WordPress.com is a free WordPress rather than WordPress.org. I started quirkybooks.wordpress.com blog in 2010. I still have that blog to this day, which has got very good SEO on it. And so basically I grew that blog just for my own benefit of finding my own writing voice. And then over the years, I progressed to working for the Sony Centre in Exeter years ago. And that's how I got better and better at tech during that time.
So you're doing a website for them?
No. I worked, at that time I wasn't self-employed, I was an employee. I worked for the Sony Centre in Exeter.
Okay.
And back then, this is in 2011, I was scared to go on social media. So now I'm all over social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, all over social media. Back in 2011, I was actually scared to be on social media. I didn't even have a Facebook account back at that time, right? I was so scared because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get trolls. What are people going to think of me? Blah, blah, blah. I had all these limiting beliefs, if you like. And I knew that if I wanted to have a bigger voice in the world, because I like writing and I wanted to get my books out in the future, I knew that if I wanted to have a bigger voice in the world, I just knew that I was going to have to get out of my comfort zone and dive into social media. So in 2012 I created my Facebook profile, which I have to this day, and instead of putting it on private, I decided quite soon afterwards to put it on public and be brave. And so instead of being like how can I put it, being inward, I decided to do the opposite. I thought, right, what I want to do is lay everything out on the table across social media, because people fear social media because of what people say about them and what people find out about them that isn't true, or that's the perception of them will be wrong, because there's a lot of social media is about perception. So I decided to go the opposite and be very, very authentic, raw and real, and open my life up to the world, so that not many people can get anything on me, if you like, because I'm such an open book. So I found being open with other people online allows you to connect with people who also want authenticity and who crave realism in a world of social media that's just trying to look glorified all the time. And I've kind of carried that throughout the years, and I've got more and more tech savvy and more good with social media, so that I was able to, on Twitter, I joined Twitter years ago, and one of my books is on Twitter actually from years ago, and I grew like a following on there, and I engaged a lot on there, And then, I've progressed more into YouTube, since 2015. But I grew and grew and grew in confidence. And then the Tech Exeter, when I was at a point in my life last year when I thought I don't want to be on dating sites anymore. I'm like, well, what do you love, Sandra? I'm like, well, I love tech. I can't code websites. I love people talking about coding. I love talking about technology, and I use technology in what I do to promote my work. So basically, I'll give value in my YouTube show. So I'll do an educational content video, usually sort of in the evening, like late night chat show. I do some snippets from that as well. I've got a social media auto posting tool that posts my videos then out to different social media. So right. I'll do like a main educational content show, and during that time, a lot of the time I'll then talk about the books. Like if you want to know more about asexuality, get my Asexual Perspectives book out on Amazon. So instead of being like a sleazy salesperson who go and buy my book, I'll give valuable content, and insights and things they can apply in their life, like life lessons throughout the show, if you like, and then say, if you want more of these, then get this book. So it's kind of a natural progression. But I do something called Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month every year. That was something an idea I got myself, which other people don't usually do. So if you're listening to this, like, oh, if you're an author, you can do this. And basically every year I focus that whole month on the book, predominantly the book. And I take excerpts out of the book and I talk about the book, and then say, if you want to find out more information, then get the whole book. So you give like little snippets, and then you present the whole idea of getting the whole thing to them, stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So just my memory of it, like the Tech Exeter, there was a digital Exeter as well, which was more, as you said, was more the sort of marketing end of it.
Yeah, and social media.
So that's where you started.
Yeah.
And now you're having sounds like you're having the same sort of conversation, but within Tech Exeter with a wider scope.
Yeah, so now I feel like I'm kind of a social media more expert myself. So when I go to the Tech Extra, I'm more likely talking to people when I'm networking, talking about how I grew my YouTube channel, for example. Like I've had over 1,100,000 views now on my Asexual Life channel, which is a niche. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I never dreamt in a million years I'd get that many views. So I talk to people in the Tech Extra events. I talk to them a lot about what I do, like my YouTube channel, how my stats are, because they want to know how your stats are, how I use social media. For example, Whisper Transcribe is an AI tool that breaks up my bigger videos into shorter videos. So I put some of them on my YouTube channel now and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I'm in conversation networking, I say what I do with my asexual books and my asexual platform. And then I talk about the tech side of it with people. So I end up talking about social media to them, rather than going to the Tech Exeter to get the technical side, the digital side, I should say, of the tech side. Right. I then talk to people and network with them about the tech experience they have, whereas I have like the social media experience, if you know what I mean. But I just love talking about tech. It enlightens me. It makes me feel great. So I love being around tech people. It's innovative, it's creative, it's like a very energetic vibe, and it goes to my personality.
Right. Well, look, we haven't lined up the tracks properly. I think this is going to be another share track, but I'm not quite sure.
Ooh.
But we'll come back. I'd like to talk about radio and online learning, just as sort of applications of these trends. But I'm going to play some music first of all, and we'll come back to this a bit later.